So a buddy of mine sent me this video. It's a salt bridge in his water softener. He hadn't seen one like this, and I hadn't seen one like this for quite a while. It's pretty intense. But we're gonna show what it is and how to deal with it, how to remove it, and then more important, how to prevent it in the future. So here's the video. Here's what a salt bridge is. You can see, like right there up by the resin tank, it's got that little hole. When he's looking down, you can see the water down in the bottom, and the salt has all crystallized and formed a bridge to where that water no longer reaches the salt underneath. So I'm gonna replay this a little bit as I talk. The resin tank is the one there on the top of the screen, and what that does, that holds these little crystallized, or not crystallized beads, it holds these, they're called resin beads. Those resin beads absorb, or they attract, the minerals that make the water hard. And the way to clean those out is called regeneration. And what happens in the water softener is the salt and the water create a brine, and brine is just a really salty water. That brine is then run through that little black hose that you can see buried in the salt. It goes from the little black tube on the right, and it comes up through the pump, a Venturi filter, or not filter, but a Venturi, pulls that water, the brine, into the resin tank, the brown looking tank in the middle, the cylinder looking thing. And that cleans those beads. The beads again are what attract the minerals that create hard water. So with a salt bridge like this, the problem you have is when that salt crystallizes like that, the water eventually does not absorb any of the salt. It doesn't create a brine, and it can no longer clean the resin beads. And then your water's just gonna stay hard. So there's a few things you can do. In order to determine if you have a salt bridge, monitor the use of salt in your water softener. If it's using the normal amount of salt, it's probably totally fine. If it seems to not be using salt at all for quite a while, it's probably got a salt bridge. What my friend did is he took a shop vac and he vacuumed out all of the loose salt, and then he took his, I couldn't tell what tool it was, but you can use the end of a broom handle or something like that, and gently tap. You got to be pretty gentle. This one is really, really thick, but just gently tap in the middle until it caves in like that. And then you want to break up all the salt and grab a rag and clean the edge of the tank. You want to get it smooth again. Some other things to consider are when you're doing this, when you add salt, I'm going to put a link down below to the salt that I use. And it's kind of the salt matters. If you get a higher quality salt, it's not going to bind up like that as much. The problem is it's crystallizing. And the more impurities in the salt, the faster it will crystallize and create that bridge. So unfortunately, more expensive salt makes it so you don't get the bridges. Some other things to be aware of is if you live in a high humidity area, the salt, if you fill the tank all the way up, it just has longer time for that crystallization to happen. So in a high humidity area, maybe just fill your salt well, like a quarter full or something, one bag. I live in Arizona, so in my other video, check it out right here. I don't know where the link is. I'll put it up there. I can fill mine all the way up because we don't have that humidity problem. But my buddies in Idaho, they have quite a bit more humidity than we do. And the location of your water softener matters. If it's in a closet that retains humidity, things like that to be aware of. But when you break up that thing, the salt bridge, just do it gently. You know, you saw how my friend Jared was doing it, nice and easy, slow, and not just really beating it up. You don't want to break the tank. The tank is just a plastic, and breaking that would be bad news. You'd have to replace your whole softener. But that's really it. I've got some notes. Let me make sure I covered everything I wanted to. We talked about the salt quality. There will be a link. It's an Amazon link. You can check that out. You can buy it there or wherever you want to buy your salt. Let's see, too humid. We talked about condensation in the brine tank causing the salt chunks to bond together and crystallize. And then there's the maintenance. Look at the other video when I load my water softener with salt and do these routine maintenance things to make sure that your softener is working properly. I'm gonna do another video probably in a few weeks when I'm home. Probably every 6 months or so, you should run a cleaner through your tank, your water softener, and I'm gonna show you how I do that. It just extends the life of your water softener. It cleans everything inside it. It's quite helpful. That's it. That's a salt bridge, and that's how you break it up, how you take care of it, and how you determine if you have one. Any questions or comments, please throw it down in the comment section, of course. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't. Have a great day.
I think you have more salt